Sharon Millerchip, who plays the fabulous and naughty, I can say, Roxie Hart. It feels like yesterday that we were across the other side of the casino and I was watching you in Rocky Horror as Columbia.
That literally does feel like yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it was so quick. I mean, you were kind of, you know, you went from that, you won a Helpman, you did so well in that role, and then bang, into Chicago, basically, which feels like really quickly. How was that transition for you?
It's really interesting. You know, I love the way the universe sometimes just shoves you in unexpected directions, because Chicago just wasn't on my radar at all, actually. I finished Rocky and I heard that Chicago was coming. My agent called up and she said, you know, have you cast the role of Velma? Because that's all we'd thought about, because, you know, having played Velma before, I wanted to see if they had cast it. And they said, yeah, Caroline's playing it. And we thought, oh, that's wonderful. Well, that's that then.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
And then they called back and said, we'd really like to see you for Roxie. And that's bizarre, but I'd never actually...
But that didn't even...
It
that
had
wasn't
never
even...
crossed my radar that I could be a Roxie. And then they sent the script and I read it and I thought, oh, of course. I just love her. I just, you know, saw the monologue and the words just lifted off the page. I just knew exactly how I would want to play her, and it just felt so right from the get-go. I came in and I met, you know, the American creative team and everything, and then it just...
kind of just gelled,
and then all of a sudden, you know, the next day, there I was Roxie Hart in Chicago, and it's just funny. I was just like a little gift from God.
Yeah, definitely.
Lots of them from just some dumb mechanics. Boys, I'm gonna be singing
Roxie!
Who says that murder's not an art?
And communication doesn't hang.
Can't say she started with a bang.
Roxie!
Hart.
All your life, at 17, you were in Cats.
Yes.
What do you think at such a young age, what do you think made you stand out, I guess, from the crowd and the other people that were auditioning for the show?
I just can't say. I just think it's one of those serendipitous moments where, you know, I just went for a cattle call in Brisbane with 50,000 other people, and I guess possibly it was because I'd had experience, you know, singing experience and, you know, some acting experience as a kid. You know, I'd done a little bit of work, and so maybe it was the combination that set me aside from the girls who were just there as dancers. So perhaps that got my foot in the door, but yeah, who can say? I mean, that was the most fabulous apprenticeship anybody could ever have. You know, I'd first time living away from home, moved to Melbourne. I was a swing, so I covered 6 roles.
Wow.
And went on for all of them. And you know, the most intense learning curve I've ever experienced. So, great way to start. Baptism by fire.
Definitely. Well, I was just going to say, kind of, you're in there and you just kept going.
Yeah. Well, luckily it was the same producers who were doing Phantom of the Opera, and you know, got up the old, dusted off the point shoes, and
off
you
go.
know, that happened. And then you know, that's how it happens. It's really one thing kind of leads to another, and I guess my career is developed in the old-fashioned way. You know, went to the Johnny Young Talent School, no degree courses available at that time. So. And
now there's a degree course at every corner you go to. Every dance studio is offering a full-time course.
That's right. There's so many, you know, talented.
And there's a lot more, you know, and it's growing.
The competition is fierce, you know.
And you know, why the industry, why yes, it's growing, and there are a few more shows. There's not really, you know, it's hard, and probably a lot harder now for these, you know, these young dancers and performers and actors that are trying to get in the industry and just get that foot. That's what you need. You need your foot in your door, and you need to build your relationships and you know,
We all just love each other. And that's because none of us got enough love in our childhood.
That's right.
And that's showbiz, dear!
She's giving up her humdrum life.
I'm gonna be
Roxie! And a star.
as only talked about shit I know. To see her name get built
Roxie, Roxie.
alone.
going to say to you, what do you give? What do you tell them?
What's always worked for me is, you know, the more diverse your skills are, the better you are at the singing, your dancing, your acting, your comedy skills, all those sorts of things. If you can actually hone all of those, the more strings to your bow, the more employable you are, certainly. So I think versatility, and you know, and sometimes it's just that charismatic X factor that somebody has over another person, and
Definitely.
how do you define what that is?
How do you learn that?
How do you learn that? And it's getting out there and being seen. You know, I think there's very much a culture of, you know, young performers are out there creating their own work, putting their own cabaret shows together, and that
Yeah,
I mean, it's
definitely.
so valuable. It's just being seen. People see you, they like you, they remember you.